Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Premier. The Auditor General was clear. The government's deficit numbers are off by $5 billion this year, $5.5 billion next year, and $6 billion off, almost 100% off the following year. Those revealed deficits are projected to grow to a total of $16.6 billion over the next 3 years. Now, we now know that in their desperation, the Premier and this government have betrayed the public's trust. That's why our leader, Doug Ford, has today promised that when elected, we will launch an independent commission of inquiry. This new commission will get to the bottom of the Liberal deficit scandal and propose timely solutions to solving the deficit problem.
Question.
Speaker, why does it always take the OPP, the Auditor General, or an investigative commission to get to the truth with this Premier?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Premier.
President of the Treasury Board.
Treasury Board.
Speaker, you know, it's troubling, to say the least, the member opposite would conflate a respected opinion of an independent officer of this legislature with motive or intent. As the spouse of a former OPP officer, I can tell you clearly, Speaker, that this is not about that. What this is about, and we said it yesterday, is a couple of things. Number one, reminding the public of the confidence that's necessary in our public institution and not undermining those, which is precisely what the member opposite is doing. Second, we thank the Auditor General for her service, and we respectfully remind this House and the Ontario public that we have a difference of opinion, and that is a respectful difference of opinion, Speaker, and it will remain so, because we are committed to seeking professional advice from professional accountants. We did that, but we also have a highly respected public service. The member opposite diminishes that when he talks about the credibility of our work, Speaker, and our work as a provincial government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Well, thank you. Back to the Premier. This is not about a difference of opinion, Speaker. This is about desperation. We cannot trust anything this Liberal government ever estimates or projects again. Their budget is no longer worth the paper it was printed on. The people of this province are angry and they want answers. Doug Ford and the Ontario PCs are going to get those answers. It took 15 years for the Liberals to create this mess, and it will not be resolved overnight. But we will restore Ontario to fiscal health in a responsible manner. Speaker, I'll ask the Premier one more time. Why does it always take the OPP, the Auditor General, or an investigative commission to get to the truth with this Premier and this government?
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you.
Minister of Finance. Sorry.
Treasury Board.
Speaker. The Minister of Finance.
So, Mr. Speaker, the member opposite now wants to do an audit of the auditor. The member opposite, I'm not sure what independent auditing team they intend to use. Is it KPMG? Is it Deloitte? Is it E&Y? Or is it Dougie Ford that's going to go out there and look at the books, Mr. Speaker?
He did that already in the City of Toronto.
Let me be clear.
Stop the clock. Regardless if the member has status in the House or not, I would ask all members that this is not the time to be disrespectful in this House to anyone. And I would ask your indulgence to use proper names, and in this House, titles or ridings. Minister.
Speaker, the Auditor General does make clear that the pre-election report does provide a reasonable and cautious underpinning of those fiscal forecasts that we made. The Auditor General only reflects on two issues, and they've been the same two issues for the past number of years. Exactly. It's a reflection of pension assets, which the Auditor General feels we should actually discount, but every other auditor, including herself in the past, has agreed with. And the second one is a fair hydro plan, which these independent, world-renowned accounting firms have prepared. She says it's not wrong to actually do this kind of rate regulation. She doesn't like it, and that's not our.
Thank you. Final supplementary.
Back to the Premier, the Auditor General told us yesterday in her news conference that when you get pushback from the government like she's getting, that's the time for Ontario to worry, Speaker. And now it's obvious to everyone in Ontario how this election document the Liberals tabled was a 100% sham. None of the care promises were included in the budget legislation. Only the tax increases made it in. Speaker, this Premier can never be trusted again. But I tell the people of Ontario that help is on the way. Doug Ford and the Ontario PCs, we will deliver our commitments, clean up the scandals and the waste, and protect the services that people of Ontario deserve. And we will not quit until we have restored responsibility, account.
You seated, please. You seated, please. Thank you. Minister of Labour is warned. Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, the member opposite is claiming that they are not going to help the people of Ontario. They're going to cut programs for the people of Ontario. They're going to cut the services, cut the investments, and cut the ability for Ontario to be strong and continue to grow. But, Mr. Speaker, dated April 24th, a couple of days ago, by a rating agency, and this is what they said. DBRS Limited says this: the province of Ontario has and respectively has confirmed Ontario's electricity financial corporation long-term obligations, as well as the province's rating as AA. The trend on all ratings are stable, including OPG, ISO, and the province of Ontario. They know what's going on, and they're supporting Ontario all the way, Mr. Speaker.